The sun beats down hard here. It is relentless. This training ground is a vast expanse of packed earth, baked solid by the heat. Dust kicks up with every single footstep, a fine powder that coats your skin and gets in your throat. You learn to breathe it. You have to. All around me are hundreds of other recruits, young men like myself, all with a look of grim determination etched onto their faces. The air is thick with tension and the smell of sweat. In the distance, high on his gilded throne, the king watches our every move. His presence is a heavy weight, a constant reminder of what is at stake. This is not just training, it is a test of survival. My heart hammers in my chest. It is a constant drumbeat against my ribs. I look at the others, their faces streaked with dirt, their muscles straining. We are all in this together. The instructors shout commands, their voices like cracking whips that echo across the plain. There is no room for error, no space for weakness. One mistake can mean failure, and failure is not an option. You have to push past the pain, ignore the burning in your lungs, and find a strength you never knew you had. This place is designed to break you, to strip you down to your very core. Only the strongest will survive. The sounds of the training ground are a symphony of effort. The rhythmic thud of feet hitting the ground, the sharp clang of practice swords, the grunts of exertion. It all blends into a single powerful roar. You can feel the energy in the air, a raw primal force that pushes you forward. We are being forged into something new, something stronger. The king's eyes are on us, and that is all the motivation we need. To be chosen for his elite guard is the highest honor. It means a life of purpose, of protecting the realm. It is a destiny worth fighting for, worth enduring this crucible for. Every muscle in my body screams in protest. The sun is a fiery giant in the sky, trying to melt us into the ground. But we stand firm. We hold our ground. I focus on my breathing, a steady rhythm to counter the chaos around me. In, out, in, out. It is a simple thing, but it keeps me out. It keeps me sane. The dust tastes like grit and determination. This is the taste of becoming a warrior. You have to embrace it and let it become part of you. This is dead. Survival is the only goal. You must adapt, overcome, and prove you are worthy. The endurance trials are brutal. We run for miles under the scorching sun, our feet pounding the hard earth until they are numb. Then, we carry heavy logs on our shoulders, the rough bark digging into our skin, our muscles screaming with every step. The instructors show no mercy. They push us to our absolute limit, and then they push us further. Your lungs burn, your vision blurs, but you cannot stop. To stop is to admit defeat. You have to find that deep reservoir of willpower, that animal instinct to keep going, no matter the cost. It is about mind over matter. Your body will tell you to quit, but your spirit must refuse. Next comes archery. My fingers are raw from pulling back the heavy bowstring again and again. The bow is made of strong yew wood, and it takes all my strength to draw it fully. Thwack! The sound of the arrow hitting the straw target is incredibly satisfying. Thwack! Thwack! We practice for hours, our arms aching, our focus unwavering. The instructor walks the line, correcting our stance, our grip. Aim small, miss small, he barks. It is about precision, about controlling your breath and finding that moment of perfect stillness before you release. An arrow can be the difference between life and death. Spear drills follow. We stand in tight formations, our 7-foot spears held at the ready. The points are not yet the silver and gold of the elite guard, but heavy, blunted bronze for training. We practice thrusting, parrying, and forming a shield wall. The movements must be precise, executed in perfect unison with the men beside you. A single misstep could create a gap in the line, a fatal weakness. The weight of the spear feels good in my hands, an extension of my own arm. It feels powerful. We are learning to move as one single organism, a deadly machine of wood and bronze. The sweat drips into my eyes, stinging, but I dare not wipe it away. You learn to ignore the discomfort. You learn to live with the pain. It becomes your constant companion, a reminder that you are alive, that you are fighting. After hours of drills, my body is a canvas of aches and bruises. But with the pain comes a strange sense of pride. I am enduring. I am becoming stronger. I am surviving. This is what it takes to become one of the king's warriors. You must be forged in the fire of exhaustion and pain, emerging harder and sharper than before. The sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the training ground. But our day is not over. This is when the true test of discipline begins. The command is given, not with a shout, but with a single sharp hand signal. Thousands of us fall into formation, a vast sea of bodies moving as one. We begin to march. There is no music, no chanting, no sound at all except for the rhythmic crunch of our sandals on the dusty ground. The silence is absolute, and it is more intimidating than any battle cry. It is the sound of pure, unshakable discipline, a force that can break an enemy's spirit before a single blow is struck. Marching in this sea of silence is a surreal experience. You are an individual, yet you are completely part of a whole. Your own thoughts seem loud in the vacuum of sound. You focus on the back of the man in front of you, on matching his stride perfectly. The soft rustle of our robes and the almost inaudible jingle of the bronze scales beneath are the only other sounds. It is a moving meditation, a test of focus and unity. You can feel the power of it, the collective will of thousands of men all moving with a single purpose. It is a terrifying and beautiful thing to be a part of. I can feel the presence of the men on either side of me, even without looking. We breathe in unison. We step in unison. Our shadows merge into one long, flowing shape on the ground. This is where we cease to be farmers, blacksmiths, or stonemasons' sons. Here we are simply soldiers. We are a single entity, a living weapon being honed for the king's will. The sheer scale of it is breathtaking. To know that you are a single gear in this immense silent machine gives you a sense of belonging, a sense of power you could never find alone. It is the ultimate expression of teamwork and trust. As we march, the king remains on his throne, a silhouette against the fading light. His gaze follows us, and we can feel it. It is a pressure that keeps our lines straight, our steps measured. This silent march is a demonstration for him, a promise of the loyalty and order we will bring to the battlefield. There is no room for an ego here, no space for individual glory. There is only the formation. There is only the silence. There is only the mission. And in that shared silence, a bond is forged between us, stronger than any steel. We are brothers, bound by discipline and the silent rhythm of the march. The armor we will one day earn is a sight to behold. We see the veterans, the king's personal guard, wearing it with pride. Underneath long flowing robes of deep crimson, they wear a cuirass of overlapping bronze scales. The scales are sewn onto a leather backing, flexible yet incredibly strong, designed to turn away a blade or an arrow. When they move, the scales make a soft, whispering sound, like a snake slithering through dry leaves. It is the sound of protection, the sound of an elite warrior. To wear that armor is to carry the king's trust on your shoulders, a heavy and honorable burden. Their spears are magnificent. The shafts are made of polished ash, smooth and strong, but it is the points that capture the eye. They are not simple bronze or iron. The spearheads are forged from steel, with intricate inlays of silver and gold that gleam in the sunlight. Each one is a work of art, a symbol of status and deadly purpose. When the guard stands on parade, the forest of shining spear points is a dazzling, intimidating sight. To carry such a weapon is a dream that fuels me through the pain of training. It is a symbol that you are no longer a recruit, but one of the king's chosen. Watching the king watch us is the ultimate pressure. He sits unmoving, his expression unreadable from this distance. But we know he sees everything. He sees the sweat, the struggle, the slightest hesitation. His judgment is what matters most. Earning his approval is the reason we push our bodies to the breaking point. There is an immense pride in knowing that the ruler of the entire kingdom is personally observing your transformation. It makes every drop of sweat, every aching muscle feel worthwhile. We are not just training for a faceless army, we are training for him, our king. As the day ends and we are finally dismissed, a deep exhaustion settles into my bones. But it is mixed with a powerful sense of accomplishment. I survived another day. I am one step closer to earning those crimson robes and that silver-pointed spear. I look towards the palace, where the king has retired for the night, and I make a silent vow. I will not fail. I will become the warrior he needs me to be. I will stand in his guard, a silent, disciplined protector of the realm. The path is hard, the cost is high, but the honor is everything. Survival is just the beginning.